Hello and thank for joining us on Noche La NBA, the NBA celebration of Latin heritage, both among its players and fans. This is Kevin Harlan. We've got Chris Webber and Greg Anthony with us, and from the sideline, we'll be hearing from David Aldridge. Western Conference battles, always fun. This time, it's the San Antonio Spurs intent on protecting home court. They just couldn't come out on top last time they took on the Kings. That one was played in Sacramento. The Spurs shooting their first free throw attempt on the night.
And 75% on the season as a unit from the free throw line.
And the Spurs now in the post-Kawhi Leonard era of the franchise. Greg, how do they recover, do you think?
If any team can survive losing a player of Kawhi's caliber, it's got to be the Spurs. They have good depth, got a good return in the trade, and players will step up. Won't be the power they once were for a while, but they'll rebound in no time.
And here's Westbrook after Paul George getting his 3 to go. 11 feet away. Pass to Sabonis. Shoots over McGee. 6 to shoot. Rebounded by the Spurs. And there's the call on Devin Booker. That's his first foul. About a minute played so far here in the first. George. Off the left rim and out. Sacramento off to a slow start. 6-point game. Back to Allen. A 3-ball. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
Love the attitude of Westbrook. Continues to improve at running the offense and finding ways to create opportunities for his teammates. And unfortunately, injuries will always be the concern with Derrick Rose. Still loves the game of basketball, knows he is limited compared to what he once was. Amazing with all he's fought through, he can still perform at such a high level.
And the basket is good. Sabonis has got his first bucket of the night.
Look, I don't know how he got that one. About as tough of a shot as you can think of.
And that's the role they want for Rose. Getting guys going through his passing, especially when he can find them in rhythm.
And with Rose, as you said, his love of the game is still there. And he still wants to play.
I mean, many players would have just walked away from having their body betray him. But Rose said last season he loves what he gets to do and still would be a water boy if he had to. You have to admire Rose's attitude and approach in that regard.
Shot clock at 5. Back to Mirotic. Sacramento gets it back in a new 24. Shot's good by Hernan Gomez. Hernan Gomez has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Arenas attacking. Down low. McGee. Lets it go with a three. Down it goes for his third basket in as many tries.
And getting after it on the offensive glass and adding to that early total with the putbacks.
Wow, he's coming out with a lot of energy tonight. He's looking strong.
And no matter who it is, that kind of D isn't going to get it done.
Prince outside. Pass to Bialica. And it's blocked by Mirotic. And he recovers it. Back to McGee. Second shot opportunity. He takes it up and lays it in. McGee's got 9.
And setting the tone early with a strong move to the rack.
Well, you like to see a little more physical nature on defense. You have to make him earn those points at the stripe.
Big-time scoring is always a premium, Chris, when you're evaluating players on the offensive side. What do you hope to find as you kind of break down their game?
I hope to find that you can dribble, shoot, and pass. Because if you can do those things and you're a great scorer, then I know that if you get double teamed, you can find an open man. That if you have the heart of an unselfish player, that you're willing to think 2-3 plays ahead of how to set someone else up that's struggling. Because a great player can always get their own. And also on the offensive side of the ball, are you careless? Do you value possessions? Do you make easy turnovers? And if you do make a turnover in the offensive end, what is your temperature like defensively? Will you run back and get back and try to get a stop? What type of player are you overall? Great offensive players are result-oriented, not necessarily seeking individual numbers or acclaim, and that's a big
That is just nasty.
The athleticism on that finish. And how's that for a one-man show? Put this fella on Broadway.
The most magnificent alley-oop we could have seen. Pass to Lynn. And taken away by Arenas. And the foul on Alec Burks. That's his first foul. .141 left here in the opening quarter. And it's George missing. The Kings trail by 5. Lynn looking it over. Pass to Olynyk. And taken away by Arenas. Oh, and here comes Prince all alone. And it's George finishing it off.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. The solo alley-oop? That's not something we see too often.
Timed perfectly. Caught the defense totally off guard. And Kenneth Faried, an outstanding performance with Team USA in 2014. But, Greg, his minutes have gone down in recent seasons.
Yeah, I mean, he's a great rebounder. He's got all the athleticism you need, but he's not a shooter or a big-time defender. In today's game, you need your big man to do at least one of those two.
And here's Lynn. He'll bring it up for Sacramento. Trailing here by 8. There's 45 seconds left to play in the first. Kings moving the ball around. Faried, no good.
And as he squares up for mid-range.
He wasn't playing on that.
That was incredible.
And already with the commanding lead, a terrific offensive performance.
Well, okay, you've done your job so far, but the question is now, can they sustain this level of energy? There's still a lot of game to play.
Methodical in their approach. They have absolutely owned this first quarter.
Well, I love how they've done it. They've built this huge lead with points in the paint, dominating physically.
Pass to Olynyk. Fires the 3.
Hard work on the boards. A lot of competition for that one, but he's got the limp to be the first one, too.
And a double-digit. Welcome back, everyone, to the second quarter of play here on Noche Latina. Vámonos. And guys, we've seen a confident-looking Spurs team out there.
Playing smart in this first period. Credit their unselfish play.
Always a good strategy. Get as many people involved as you can early on.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, guys, we see new players coming into prominence for the San Antonio Spurs. Now, Greg Popovich gives his veterans credit for accepting it gracefully and helping the young guys be successful. He says it's a tribute to their character and awareness. Kevin?
They certainly have established a great culture in San Antonio. Really something. D.A., thank you. Here's Anunoby. Tried to answer back, but that three is off the mark.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change.
Well, you know, I know this. The city of Sacramento supports and they live and die with their king. The team came within a hair's breadth of moving. Let's remember that for the fans. Pride and relief that they prevailed.
And it's slammed in by Fareed.
And really, Lynn has a terrific feel for this offense. Just seems to know whenever one of his guys is open.
Pass to Olynyk. Outside, Lynn. Knocks it loose. And out of bounds as the Spurs gain possession.
Timeout.
And with the construction of this stunning downtown arena, the Kings' future in Sacramento etched even more permanently.
Yeah, even as the team has struggled for wins. But for the fans watching their team suit up, you know, the hope of having a good team in this state-of-the-art arena is a victory in itself.
And we're a little over a minute and a half into the second quarter of action. The three from George. That's good, and Arenas with the assist. George has got 5 points now in the quarter. Pass to Sabonis. Westbrook with it. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Back to Mirotic. Robinson pulls it in.
Not the tightest of D on him, but not the best of finishes either.
Yeah, this looks like a pregame shoot-around with all the threes they're allowing.
And the turnover again by Sacramento.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
And here's Arenas. He's got 10. Outside, George. Here's Robinson. Outside for Arenas. It's good from long range. Arenas has got 13.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
Pass to Sabonis. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touched by Sabonis.
Cheap turnover. You got to make sure your target's ready for the pass before you let it go.
And San Antonio has possession. Only giving up 2 points this quarter. Atlanta will be traveling to face them after this game. That game will conclude a 3-game homestand. George, that's a 2-pointer. Misses the jumper.
Pretty high percentage look with the D playing off. Just couldn't knock it down.
And Paul George, a terrific two-way player, an all-star, an all-NBA performer, and multiple all-defense selections.
Inside, Robinson. That's good, and Arenas with the assist.
And you love to see Rose operating as a playmaker first and foremost.
And almost 4 minutes gone here in the second quarter of play. Allen for the three. Here's Mirotic. Pass to Hernangomez. From outside the arc. Sacramento gets it back. Back to Mirotic. The kick out to Westbrook. Looking for Allen and gets it there. And he comes up with the deuce. He's got 7.
Guys, that's just really unstoppable. He poses a ton of matchup problems for whomever he's facing.
Now, here's George. Over Sabonis. And another basket for San Antonio.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
From deep. Arenas grabs the miss.
He had 1 3-pointer in the first, but still searching for that second.
Prince's shot is good.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
Here's Westbrook. No points in the game yet for him. Nailed from three-point land.
And that's how you answer back.
Trading bombs the last 2 possessions. They're going that way.
And Robinson throws it down hard.
And a terrific percentage here in the first half. You got to love their rhythm and the flow with which they're playing.
Well, it's the shot selection. That's been a positive for them thus far and a negative for their opponent.
Here's Allen. Rejected by Arenas. .35 seconds left in the first half. That's tipped. And now Sacramento on the break. Here's Mirotic. And Mirotic throws it down.
Mirotic is so smart at running the floor. Whether he's driving all the way or spotting up, he's a threat to score.
Outside, George. Kept alive. Tries again. Robinson misses. Kicks it out to Allen. And that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook. And that's now 9 points for Devin Booker. George from deep three-point land. And no luck with that time on the buzzer beater. And so a pretty lopsided game through the first half. It's the Spurs running away with it. Live from the AT&T Center in San Antonio. And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. NBA rosters are turning over faster, it seems, these days, Chris. How much do former teammates know about defending one another? Or is it a non-issue?
Oh, no, it's more than a non-issue, Kevin. You were right in your assumption that, listen, the former teammates, they have a little more inside information. And you know why it matters? Because every day after practice, you know, the first thing guys do after they get their water, they play one-on-one. And so you understand guys' tendencies. You learn how they get into a rhythm. We're all creatures of habit. Let's remember what Kevin Durant did. Remember how he came down on the same end of the floor in the finals and hit the same tough shot over the extended hand that he did? Well, if you notice, he did that on his crossover, that right-to-left setup. And so if you know him, you may know that he's going to do that. And also, you may know that he has a counter just in case. It allows you to keep your hand out the cookie jar, not to gamble. It gives you an educated guess on maybe what some of the greatest offensive players in the world are going to go to next to get that bucket. Any piece of information matters. And yeah, if you've been practicing against them, that's a good thing.
Sacramento making a switch here. Outside, Lynn. Rebound by Smith.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
Gifted scorer around the rim. Olenek can finish over either shoulder, and he's got great touch.
Pass to Bellinelli. From deep three-point range, the Kings trail by 21. A nice shot by Lynn.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Now Napier. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Always going up for the alley-oop here. Olenek with the steal. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, it is the era of positionless basketball, but how exactly did we get here? Well, new defensive rules at the turn of the century encouraged face-up scoring, motion-based offense, and guard play over isolation and post-ups. As a result, offensive roles have become more interchangeable.
It has become a positionless game now. David, thank you very much. McGee's shot is off.
0 for 3 now since halftime. Taking them a little while to find their rhythm.
And so it looks like the Kings will retain possession here.
So close to getting the steal there, but the deflection equally as effective.
Oh, man, yeah, he read it all the way. He got a jump on it. Very close.
Here's Lynn. And the shot goes in. Lynn's got 6 points in the quarter.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Here's McGee. And it's McGee with the jam.
Oh, man, you better appreciate the unselfishness. When Redick sees an open teammate, as great of a shooter as he is, he's fast at getting him the ball.
That's his first personal foul.
And J.J. Redick, a longtime vet in the NBA, but still plays with a lot of energy.
And Redick said he feels like he's been revitalized in the last few seasons with his change of scenery, playing with more joy, and has always been explosive off the ball in his efforts to get open. You can see when he's on the floor, the whole offense seems to pick up their energy.
Back to Lynn. Pass to Olynyk. Outside, Lynn. Clock at 6. Doubled by Smith. Back to Olynyk. Goes back up. Kings moving the ball around. And it's Nwaba missing.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
And now we've got the intentional foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
The shot by Redick, no good.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Arcidiacono. Back to Olynyk. Here's Arcidiacono. And he banks in the layup.
You can't find much better shot than that.
And there's the whistle. Illegal screen.
He didn't turn it over once in the first half. All of a sudden, he's giving them one gift after another gift after another.
So it's Sacramento now. Since halftime, they've only allowed 5 points. Following this one, they get to host the Rockets. That'll be the first of 2 straight at home. And the layup's good off the glass. Arcidiacono's got his second bucket of the night.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
Outside, Redick. Good, and it's Napier with the assist that time. And the Spurs lead by 19.
Yeah, these defenders had better start closing down on shooters.
For Sacramento, they have gone 4 of 6 so far from the line, missing a couple. Coach Dave Yeager never missed the playoffs as head coach in Memphis. Chris, is it tough to go from that kind of success to a team now in rebuild mode?
You bet it is. I mean, it's a different challenge to build something from the ground up. It takes a lot of patience. You have to appreciate the small moments of progress, even when the wins are few.
Redick for 3. He can't get it to go. Pass to Olynyk. Here's Arcidiacono. Makes it off the glass. Arcidiacono's got 6 points in the quarter.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And here's Redick. Fareed defending. To the paint. Here's Robinson. Rebound by Olynyk. The Kings trail by 17. The shot's good from Fareed. Fareed's got 5 points so far.
The only way he was getting to the hoop was to use the double clutch.
Pass to Robinson. Stolen by Fareed. Deflects the pass. It's stolen by Smith. And it's Kenneth Fareed with the foul. That's his first foul. 35 seconds left to play here in the third. Now here's Napier. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Fires from deep. Kenneth Fareed grabs the board. To the inside. Here's Olynyk. Here's Arcidiacono. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's going to be on Doug McDermott. For Sacramento, they have hit 4 of 8 from the free throw line so far. Folks, that's 50%. Not great work there. And so Dave Yeager has had enough. Timeout. Without question, George is displaying his skills today.
This is a critical timeout for them. They've got to come up with a plan to slow him down right here and right now.
So he gets them both.
And once he gets into a groove like that, you can just count it.
It'll count. And he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. And so it's San Antonio. 13 points up at the end of the period. And we'll see if they can keep up their tremendous shooting they've been dialed in so far from the field. We'll return shortly. And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. Arenas with it. Outside, George. That doesn't go either for George.
His three-point game hasn't been there for him today, but don't sleep on him. At any moment, he could get his touch back.
San Antonio leading by 13. Poke loose. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Westbrook.
Spurs ball.
Here is Arenas. Five to shoot. The Spurs need to get a shot off here. Count that bucket. McGee's got the first basket as we get going in the 4th for San Antonio.
Oh, that's a nice look. Recognizing he had the opening to make the entry pass.
The defense is far too slow to close out on those three-point attempts.
Pass to Mirotic. And here's Westbrook. And it's Bjelica with the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
That's his first personal foul.
4th quarter still young, just over a minute play. The kick out to Westbrook. Shot clock at 6. Pass to Mirotic. That one doesn't drop. And it's the Spurs taking it the other way.
And the feed from George couldn't be better. The timing, the placement, everything about that dish was pinpoint.
It's Westbrook with the drive. Here's Sabonis. Kicks it out to Allen. To halt the run. Rebound by Bjelica.
Strong D on the perimeter. That's how you got to play.
Outside, George. And it's JaVale McGee with the foul. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. The Kings trail by 20. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Sacramento moving it around. Here's Westbrook. Back to Mirotic. Here's Hernan Gomez. Good. A nice assist from Westbrook.
Oh, terrific pass work. That shot's a lot easier after an assist like that.
Yeah, nice effort there in tracking down the long rebound.
Nobody near Allen. JaVale McGee grabs the miss.
Look, it would be a huge boost for them if he could start knocking these down.
Prince's shot is good.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high percentage looks from inside.
And the refs are going to rule that unnecessary contact. It's a flagrant 1 foul.
And, Kevin, that's a pretty dangerous play right there. I mean, I don't like to see a player put an opponent in harm's way, as much as you just saw him do there. Glad they pinned a flagrant on him.
Yeah, you're right, Greg. The officials were all over it. They weren't going to let him off the hook that time.
And really one of the best assets of Sabonis is his mind for the game. Very aware on the offensive end, knows how to create chances, and just plays the game with his mind as much as his athleticism. No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
Allen for 3. Sacramento with a fresh shot clock. It's Westbrook with the drive. Mirotic has a wide open look. Persistence pays off as they finally hit a shot.
Look at that fast release of Mirotic. Just remarkable as a big fella. As soon as the ball arrives, he's prepared to let it go.
Pass to Bielitsa. Lays it up and banks it in. And for Sabonis, we all know his father was one of the best when it came to seeing the floor, Greg. As a big man, his passing game was terrific.
And skills like that go a long way in the NBA. Sabonis does all the little things that free up shots for himself and his teammates. Is starting to play with more aggression, and this is a guy that can be an all-star.
They get a hand on it. Pass to Mirotic. Stolen by George. It's Bielitsa. His 3-pointers off the mark. The Kings trail by 17. Outside Mirotic. Back to Westbrook. And there's 1:45 left in the 4th quarter. Sabonis. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls.
I mean, he's out there on an island all by himself. I mean, good job to stay cool and track.
And it's McGee with the jam.
And now they are probably too far ahead. It's going to be nearly impossible to get back in this one.
That's why you can't let yourself get in this deep a hole. Very little time now to climb out.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness, as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for San Antonio.
The differential in assists led to a lot of open looks, and it also helped to get more guys involved in the offense easy.
And they made the defense adjust, but they just couldn't come up with an answer.
And so checking out their record tonight, Middlemark win number 32 overall.
And they've taken control of the season series. This brings them to 2-0 with 1 game left against this squad.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Derrick Rose.
You look at the energy he brought on both ends of the floor, and it's easy to see why he was a difference maker.
Here's Westbrook. The rebound by Paul George. And the call will be against Sabonis. That's his 3rd foul so far. Bonus situation in effect, so we'll head to the free throw line for 2.
Well, the Kings, they're trying to create some continuity. I mean, the coaching and the front office positions are now signed through 2020. They say there's a unified vision on getting back to the playoffs.
To end the run. And slam dunk by Sabonis.
Well, it's been a steady game for him, but he hasn't done enough to keep them from falling behind.
Outside, George. Pass to Prince. Again, the miss by the Spurs. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
Yeah, that's just poor decision-making. He's got to be better in those situations.
Well, I'd love to hear his explanation of coach right there. I mean, that should be an interesting conversation.
And both free throws good for Prince. So it's Sacramento now. Now Westbrook. Allen outside. Now here's Westbrook. Back to Allen. Shot from 12. That's good. And so it's San Antonio easily taking this one. They poured it on tonight. Dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
And, you know, this game could really be a defining one for what they can do when they are playing at their best. I mean, being here at home no doubt helps, and the execution was flawless.
And that'll wrap it up, folks.